So Jim calls. He's got another great idea for a hike. Yeah, so we can film it and show some interesting features. And I show up. What do I see?
Tools.
Tools.
We're working today, dog.
What are we doing today?
Well, I found on a Park Steward website communication page a picture of dirt jump ramps built on one of the trails up here so that people can kill themselves just like Napoleon Dynamite did in the movie on a sidewalk on somebody else's little ramp. So we are going to hike up, and if it is still there, hopefully it is. If not, we'll get a good workout carrying tools.
Yes.
We're going to remove all the piled up rocks and disperse all the piled up and tamped in dirt and make the trail into a trail again instead of a death match out of Thunderdome.
So Here we go, working today.
So here we are, uphill, southbound from Dreamy Draw, which is where we were just a moment ago. And we have made it to 1A, which goes more or less east and west. It's the Pearl Charles Trail. Now we're going to go up here another mile or so up the hill and get rid of a couple of silly dirt jumps before people break their necks on them. But the main point is, hey, this is a preserve. That does not mean it's a jelly with recognizable bits of fruit mixed in. That's a preserve. No, this is more or less the desert that was out here before we all got here and started building houses on top of everything. This is to keep the character of the landscape available to people that want to hike or mountain bike or ride horses or walk their dogs, clean up after the dogs, and things like that. Now, Pearl Charles loved the place, but Pearl, stop riding your horse all over everywhere. 5 times across the same path, whether you're walking or biking or riding or trail running or whatever, you have killed the microbes that hold the ground together. That's why every trail out here that gets hiked on all the time is powdery white. It's all dead ground. Maybe in 50 or 100 years, all those microbes will come back in off of the untrodden landscape and cure these trails that we've made. That'll be after the next nuclear war. So it takes a long time for the desert to heal. Don't go around and say, I want to get to the top of that hill, and there's no trail there, and you go straight up the trail and make your own trail. Wrong. Don't do that. Don't build dirt ramps in the middle of nowhere. Don't ride your horse everywhere, and this is what Pearl Charles always did. If you follow 1A on a map, it goes everywhere, and it's not always well designed. It's not sustainable because he was going and the horse was going, and okay, that's a trail. Oh, God. Pearl, we love you, but stay home. Okay. Oh, friends, we're killing ourselves out here. We went all the way up 1A past the VOAZ connector and eastbound, like the directions in the photo said is where it was, the dirt jump that we were going to get rid of. Never found it. I think maybe Ranger Brian already beat us to it up here. We've got some pictures of rock work and things that somebody's been doing, and it looks like Brian's work. Good job, Brian. So instead of actually working, we're going to carry tools up VOAZ, Volunteers of Arizona. That's the group that built this little connector trail from 1A on the north over to the Freedom Trail. That's the circumference trail around Payastawa. Very nice trail. There's a spot up here where I built a drain during a rainstorm and cut it, and oh, it was beautiful, running water. Came back the next day and there's paddy paw prints right where I was. We'll add the picture to the video stream in a minute. Mountain lion tracked me that very moment and came down and drank out of the drain that I created. So, oh my gosh, that's where we're headed. Okay. All right, we are about halfway up the climb on the VOAZ, and right here during the rainstorm is where I cut a drain off this side of the trail, and unfortunately it's crumbled and gone, but there was a drain right in here to start flowing water off of this little section. And I came back and next day checked on it, and there's mountain lion prints right where I had been standing and making that drain. So the mountain lion came down from the hilltop up this way. There's a mine entrance that it lives in. At least it did, 10 years ago. Came down, got a drink of water, growled out, "Thank you very much," and did not eat me. So, stuff's out here. Be careful. Our next stop will be the Snake Spiral, and then we're going to turn around and go home. I'm sure Bob is happy to hear that.
Yay.
Yes, there you go. I'm happy to hear that too because it's hot. So just a little bit farther up the trail and we'll be done. Howdy, friends. We are at the tightest switchback on VOAZ going uphill. And the big black rock over there has a snake spiral etched into it, a petroglyph. And it's pointed out by the saguaro that's pointing every last direction it could. So look for that on the way up here. I've been up here with lots of experts, archaeologists, city archaeologists, state archaeologists, tribal members, and wow, nobody can agree on whether that is real or modern or what it means. A snake image should have a head. A snake image should not have a head. Nobody agrees. So it's here.